Adonis.
Dear Adonis, holy.
If you're listening to this podcast, On 3 is back, and we got a message for you. If you ever get grounded, you got a full playlist for your dad. But welcome back to the On 3 podcast, everyone. It's been, what a week it's been. Oh my God.
Dude. I went for 2 weeks to Pakistan and come back and like the whole landscape of freaking music industry, rap industry, the Toronto industry changed.
Yeah. So on this pod, one of our main things we want to talk about is the city of our beloved city of Toronto.
Oh, it's not tech?
I mean, also tech.
Yeah.
But mainly focusing on our beloved city of Toronto. And when such a seismic shift happens,
well, I like that word, seismic shift.
Absolutely. In our beloved city of Toronto, we can't help but not talk about it.
Yeah.
We dropped an episode, the one before the last one, where we were talking about this, but at that point, all that happened was just like that.
Yeah.
Drake hadn't responded yet. He didn't release push-ups. And we were just going off of that. And I think a lot of the things we said there still hold true to this day.
Yep. It's crazy, because I mentioned to you, it just started then. And, as we were editing the clips and putting them out, and I'm like, it's like every day we waited, something new kept happening. And I'm like, shit, we got to put it out ASAP or it might not be applicable anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So let's recap what happened. So last time we talked about it,
which was just literally 2.5 weeks ago.
2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go from the top. So Drake, as everyone knows, Drake and J. Cole dropped a track called First Person Shooter. This was last year.
Yeah.
It was an amazing track.
Yes, it was.
And you would think it's a friendly track.
Very friendly.
J. Cole's saying, is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three, we started a league.
Yeah.
Which basically means he's acknowledging Kendrick as one of the top big threes.
Exactly.
So you would think, maybe they're trying to become friendly with each other and all that.
Hell, you put maybe a thank you note. I thought it was all good.
I thought it was all good too. I thought they're going to be boys and, they're going to just run a big three league together. Next thing you know, something happens with Future and Metro Boomin. Are we talking about BBL Drizzy? I think we're going to get into that one too. But something happened where all these banger tracks we got from Future and Drake collaboration, Jumpman, Big Rings, or
that whole album, What a Time to Be Alive.
What a Time to Be Alive, Scholarships, Digital Dash. That's our fucking our youth, bro.
Yeah. Reporting live from the gutter, all of that is gone. It's
Where
in the
you
gutter.
at? What was it? Working on a weekend.
Life is good. Yeah. Apparently
good.
That was supposed to be an album in itself. But long story short, all of that went down the drain because there's 20 mans deep that are just now against Drake.
It's a 20v1.
I mean, depends on how you look at it. It's 20v20 if you include the ghostwriters and all that. But so that song drops that. Kendrick's on it, and he's basically acknowledging it ain't big three, it's just big me.
Bum.
Yeah, bum. I forgot that. And that's when the whole thing, that the rivalry started. And that's where we kind of left off, right? So what's happened since then?
Well, that's where we left off. I thought that was going to be that. Maybe. I honestly did not think Drake would respond because it's come on. It's such a shady jab. And you're also teaming up with 2 other artists.
Exactly.
And I didn't think Drake would respond, but I guess Drake pretty much was you know what? I'm going to take on the whole entire industry. Yeah. He basically said, I'm going to take on my ex-friends. I'm going to take on my ex-colleagues. I'm going to take on all these people who think they're better than me. I'm going to take on this other Toronto man. He said,
oh, God. Yep.
He started reaching from my waist.
I've never seen someone take on all their exes at the same time, right? But, Drake definitely earned my respect, but it's crazy. I didn't think he was gonna respond either because it's just Drake knows he's the bigger artist, all of that stuff. And if you look at take a look throughout history, right, in terms of so-called rap battles with Drake, he's always done it in a setting where it's subliminal disses. He's always trapped everything inside a box and spit out here and there, nothing direct, right? Until the moment comes and what?
That's not what she meant when she told you to open up more. That was
even,
as direct as it gets.
I mean, yes, but even then, Yeah, like that's when the moment called for it, right? But all these disses, like throughout the course of history with Kanye and this and that, he always throws like shade here and there, and then he asks you, "Hey, you figure it out who I meant it for," right? Whereas this, Kendrick just came right at him, and I think it was unprecedented territory for Drake.
So I think, but the thing is, like, Pusha T, dropped probably like the biggest. Well, actually, no, until now.
Yeah.
Until I would say Meet the Grams, Pusha T dropped the biggest diss track.
Pusha Tree or Pusha T?
Pusha T. Pushing is he talking about pushing me? Or how you push a T?
Yeah.
Oh man, that track. We're gonna get into that track, but
yep.
So until then, that was the biggest diss track, and Drake didn't really respond to that. He made a podcast about it, but he didn't actually respond to it.
How do you respond to the fact that someone just leaked that you have a kid that you probably knew about? There was nothing to respond. That was a dead end. Drake acknowledged the L. He moved on, and guess what? Well, you're allowed to have losses, right?
But I also feel like at that point, because Pusha is just nowhere near Drake in terms of like popularity,
correct,
accolades. So Drake didn't really feel the need to validate himself there.
Exactly.
But in this case, Kendrick is someone who is widely regarded as Drake's peer.
Oh, yeah.
Top 3, right?
Yep. His competition since day one.
His competition since pretty much since the Control verse when Kendrick called all the rappers out.
Exactly.
And so I feel like that's why this time he's like, you know what? I'm not going to dug this because it's a matter of ego and pride. And I got to show these because I feel like, and it's pretty evident with the disses Kendrick's been saying, like calling Drake a culture vulture and all that. And
a PDF.
And we'll get to that. And saying that he's not black enough, or like, you know, he's like he's basically a colonizer and stuff like that. I feel like Drake had to prove his blackness, and he's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go at these guys. I don't even care.
Wow. Drake had to prove his blackness.
There's video proof apparently.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that also. But yeah, so that entire thing happens with Kendrick being on Future and Metro. Everything blows up. There's a Weeknd on there. There's Rick Ross on there. Why is A$AP Rocky on there? There's whoever and whomever, right? And then J. Cole responds. He's the first to respond, FYI. People forget. 7-minute drill. Yeah. He named the album by Delete Later, and guess that's exactly what he did, right? So he drops a 7-minute drill. He goes off on Kendrick, right? He's saying this and that. And then he apologizes at his Dreamville festival. So a lot of people had like conflicting arguments of how they felt on that. They called J. Cole soft, you know, a pussy, whatever that. Yeah, but you know what? In the grand scheme of things, I think J. Cole is just a genius. What's better than having two of your best friends or just two of your main competitors just fighting it out when you're just watching from home? Like,
but no, listen. When you willingly remove yourself from a competition like that, you automatically remove your name from being considered at the same level as them. That's what I think.
Really?
J. Cole did what he did. Yeah. Pulling out for his own mental peace. Yeah. Which is his right, and I'm happy for him. Mm-hmm. But that also means he's permanently not going to be considered at the same level as Drake and Kendrick. There's always
so you think it puts it tarnishes 100%. Some part of his legacy?
Absolutely. There's Drake and J. Cole. Drake and Kendrick. Yeah. There's a wide gap. And then maybe there's J. Cole. Now.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because he didn't partake in this beef?
Yeah, because he's always said, I'm the best rapper. Anyone can come at me. I can go against anyone. When the time actually came for him to, feel the smoke, he dug the smoke. So and I think J. Cole understood that when he made the decision too, and he was at peace with it. So that's what matters at the end of the day. Yeah. Because I don't think J. Cole cares anymore to be considered the top. He's like, you know what? As long as I'm happy and at peace with who I am, that's what matters. So at the end of the day, I guess that just means he's the one who's winning,
It's a double-edged sword. I think him just, quote-unquote, backing out and spectating, right? I think that in itself, like, he has countless number of records. How can you not put him in the top 3, even through everything that's just transpired?
Because he still ducked the smoke. He didn't want to deal with what being at the top came with. Drake's the only one who has been willing to deal with that.
That is a good point. Yeah,
you can't be considered the top if you don't got haters. LeBron has haters. Yeah, MJ has haters to this day. Curry has haters.
See, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think this rap battle, quote unquote, was a fair game to begin with, because it's a rap battle. Everybody knows that Kendrick's the better rapper. He's lyrically more gifted.
Is he?
He's
Is
in
he?
terms of rap. Yes. Look,
We're
this is
gonna
how
get
I
into it. Listen.
Yeah.
If you really ask me my thought,
Who won the beef and why?
as I said, I'm gonna keep it really short because I want to get into it in detail afterwards. But I think Drake, if you want to consider like actual rap battle, Drake clears Kendrick
Really?
in terms of the content and like pretty much a cultural impact. That's where Kendrick has Drake beat because of how Kendrick just strategized the whole thing. But if you just take bar for bar each song, Drake has Kendrick beat.
Bar for bar, Drake's
We'll
over
explore
Kendrick?
it. We'll explore it. But
Whoa.
anyways, let's get back to that for the record.
See what you did there?
So he released Push Ups.
Yeah, so basically J. Cole might delete later, ended up deleting later. And then Drake, almost, let's say 2.5 weeks after Like That drop, Drake drops this banger of a track called Push Ups.
Yeah. It was a banger of a track.
Yes, it was. You got bars on there, you got the music in there, and you got the club vibe in there.
Yep.
Yeah. And not only does he come for Kendrick, he comes for everybody that was involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he did his best Thanos impression. Yep. So shout out to Drake. Huge respect for Drake for actually one, responding, and then actually, if it's supposedly this whole 20v1 thing, he, actually addressed it. He had the balls to come out and be like, I'm going to participate in this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he easily could have, because he's the one who had the most to lose.
100%. He's the bigger artist.
Exactly. Everyone's trying to take him down.
Yeah.
He probably could have just not responded and been completely fine, unscathed.
You know what, if you think about it, just the whole fact that the supposed culture is trying to take down Drake, that in itself is like the biggest, cockiest thing to, be cocky about. Like, all these mans are trying to take me down, and I'm still standing tall.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Then we get the response from Kendrick.
Hey, he dropped Tailor-Made Freestyle. Which,
oh, right. We forgot about that.
Yes, I have it right in front of me because at one point you do lose track of what dropped.
So Drake dropped. Honestly, I love that track. I know a lot
Tailor-Made
of people hated
Freestyle?
it. Yeah, I know a lot of people.
Is it even on streaming services anymore?
It's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. But
nice.
I know a lot of people hated it.
Yeah.
I actually loved how Drake was trying to bait Kendrick. Like, Kendrick, we need you. West Coast savior.
Wonder what Tupac thought.
We'll never know, I guess. Huh? And also I'm also just interested in it because it's like, where's music going? Because if you can clone Tupac's voice and just slap it on a song, we can do that with. I mean, we have seen examples of it being done with Drake and Weeknd. Like, apparently, that's the only way we're gonna get a collab now.
Yeah.
And just obviously, I love tech, AI, and all that. So I just found it so interesting and hilarious when Drake actually went for that.
Yeah.
And I just loved how bold Drake was. He's like, nah, you're not going away from this now. You got to respond to me.
Yeah.
So Drake wanted the smoke.
And he got the smoke because Kendrick, I think a couple of weeks later, right at the end of April, he drops freaking Euphoria. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I hate the way you talk. I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you dress.
Can it get any more direct?
Yeah. So he drops his response track.
Holy.
I actually liked Euphoria as a track.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like, man, that's a banger workout track. When it first came out, I went to the gym.
Yeah.
And I was like pumping sets. I was like, I hate the way you talk. I hate the way you walk.
Oh, man. Yeah, and I didn't expect that from Kendrick. I was going to, like that drop. And that was whole part of Metro Boomin's atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
But I thought, Kendrick was going to do what he does best, which is he's just going to lyrically out-rap you. And no doubt he did that. But, he brought a track that you can, actually listen to.
Yeah.
In Euphoria.
It's a good song. I think as a song, it's really good.
Yeah.
But I think as a diss track, though, it wasn't like whatever he said on that track, he could have written an essay about it.
Yeah.
Would have had the same impact, I think, because it was almost like he was talking. So I'll tell you what makes, in my opinion, what I realized throughout this rap beef.
Yeah.
What makes Kendrick special is his delivery.
Oh, 100%.
The way man had 5 different flows in one song. 10 different voices. like the way he just like pitches up and down and makes like different voices, and he did the whole Toronto accent.
Oh.
So, I went to the whole king and
Crody.
Fried rice, Crody. I was like, God damn, it's like the cheese and fam.
Yeah. Yeah,
He had the Toronto accent down.
yeah, and that's why I think he's a lyrical genius. He put that out.
But I think but that's the thing though, like, was it lyrical genius? Because I feel like lyrically, Push-Ups was better.
Really?
I think lyrically, Push-Ups was better. It's just Kendrick was just so much more direct. And also, you gotta understand, Drake was coming at so many other people, so many other rappers at the same time.
Yeah.
Kendrick only had one person
exactly
in his scope.
Yeah, that was his leverage
he
in this whole
unloaded
game.
on that one person.
Yes.
And so, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he just was direct. He's like, oh, you're this, I hate you. You're this, I hate you. You're this, I hate you. But Drake had like more. When you think about like a rap battle, you're thinking about like slick wordplay, clever
Correct.
lines.
Yeah.
Something that sometimes maybe you have to think a bit.
You didn't feel that with Kendrick?
No, Kendrick, it was like, okay, whatever he felt, he laid it out there.
Mm. Yeah.
Like if I were to rank, so this is the way I see this rap battle, okay?
Yeah.
It's basically Like That versus Push-Ups, right? Like That drops first.
In the initial get-go, though.
In the initial get-go,
Yeah.
sure. It's Like That versus Push-Ups.
Yeah.
Right? I think as a song, Like That, way better than Push-Ups.
Yeah.
As a diss track, though, Push-Ups is better than Like That.
Agreed.
Like That. Obviously, because Like That wasn't meant to be like a full-on diss track.
Agreed. But you got to factor in Euphoria. It was in that first phase, right? If you
No, but that's what I'm saying. Then you go, I don't consider Euphoria
against
Push-Ups. I consider Euphoria against Family Matters.
Ah.
Because Kendrick responds,
Yeah.
and then Drake responds.
Yep. Well, actually, after Euphoria, Kendrick drops a track called 616 in LA. I don't know how far they got with that. But
So the 616 in LA is also kind of like a throwaway track, I think.
Yeah.
He didn't even release it in the streaming platforms.
Exactly.
And that even 616 in LA was more so like Kendrick just being like more introspective. He like said a few things to Drake, like, oh, like, are you sure OVO's with you? Like, I have a mole in OVO and stuff like that.
I think with 616 in LA, Kendrick was trying to make a clear point that, I got a lot in stock.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come at me, you got to come at with me at full force.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And and it wasn't a bad track either. Like, it was actually a good, I enjoyed it. But that's what I'm saying. If I'm like versing two tracks against each other, it would be
you kind of put it
616 versus Tailor Made Freestyle.
Exactly.
And me personally, I enjoy Tailor Made Freestyle more.
I'd agree.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's like 2 points for Drake on the diss side, I would say.
I'd agree so far. Yeah.
And then you get Euphoria. So let's explore that period now. So the Euphoria drops.
Yep.
And then you have like a few days in between. Then 616 drops.
Yep.
And they're like, okay. And then we hear Drake's gonna release something.
Exactly. People are like, yo, he's got to release something.
Gotta release something.
And then he
Family
drops.
Matters comes out.
Oh my goodness.
Before I'm even done listening to it, I'm looking up Twitter. Kendrick drop. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Bro, that night I remember it was crazy because I'm in the middle of listening to Family Matters.
Yeah.
And people are like, yo, Kendrick just dropped. I'm like, oh, yo, what the hell? So I'm like, okay, let me finish this, but I can't even focus on it fully and try to understand the meaning and dissect it. And then I start Kendrick's track. It starts off with, Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that's your father.
The game changed. I think that was the point in time where this rap battle took a turn from like, okay, let's see who can out rap who, into this is getting personal.
Bro, I remember like there's a sinking feel. So that's the genius of that track, Meet the Grams.
Yeah.
I think, again, lyrically, not the strongest song. I would not say it's the strongest song, lyrically, because he's basically just writing letters to these people.
Exactly.
But just the atmosphere he creates, just the sheer shock value, the speechlessness that song left me with, that itself, I would say, probably the best track out of all of them.
Yeah.
Out of all the tracks that came out of it, in terms of the impact, sheer impact. I'm not talking about it like musically.
Yeah.
Musically, it's probably the worst. One of the worst.
Yeah. I mean, it's just him talking, right?
It's just him talking.
Yeah.
But in terms of the impact that song had, at the top.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else that comes close to the feeling I felt when listening to that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I felt like just shivers down my spine. I felt like shit for Drake. I was like, bro,
how do you come back from that?
I said, what's going on?
He called out every immediate family member in his life and just took the biggest shit on them.
Took the biggest shit on them, and then he reveals a second daughter, or second child.
Second child. Bruh.
Dear baby girl.
11th birthday. Oh my goodness.
Bro, I was speechless. I was just listening to the whole thing, and I just remember I didn't move an inch. I was just like,
it was one of those
quiet.
We talked about this. You messaged me at like 3, 4 a.m. and you're like, yo, this dropped, and I heard it. And it's like one of those songs where you can close your eyes and you can vividly imagine what is happening. It's just him sitting down, like just like us. Yep. And
just talking to you.
Exactly.
With the way Kendrick delivers it, with the way he talks. And in the end, when he's just going in at Aubrey, he's like, dear Aubrey. He's just like going in at
Weinstein rotting a cell.
Oh,
don't you dare say more life, because you just like a scumbag. You should go die. Yeah, with the grams.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. That just like, I felt scared. I was like, yeah, I'm scared of this man. Kendrick, you don't mess with him.
Yeah, that's West Coast for you.
And that's why I feel like the impact of Family Matters got so dampened.
Oh, 100%.
Because of the timing of when Kendrick made that drop.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because if you take Family Matters as a track, because when I went back and reheard the track, actually like listened to it, it's my favorite track out of all of them.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Out of all the tracks that came out, Push-Ups, Not Like Us, Like That, out of all of them, Family Matters is my favorite track.
Yeah, he put thought into that. Not only did he put a music video out, he put an 8-minute track out.
He put an 8-minute track out,
and he addressed everything. But little did he know, Kendrick was just gonna come back
in 15 minutes, and that's
perfectly.
And that's why I think Family Matters is gonna age well, like because people are gonna go back
and then actually
re-listen to it. I feel like Family Matters is gonna have much more staying power because it's, in my opinion, one of Drake's best songs.
In the course of this whole rap battle?
No.
Really?
In general.
Wow.
It's one of top 10 Drake songs.
Yeah.
Family Matters. And that's how much I like that track.
Wow.
Because, bro, I work out to it. I'm like, I'm jamming to it when I'm like driving. Yeah. Drop a 50 bag. Mom and a thought.
And then the last part to it, I felt like he could have taken out that middle part.
Middle part went on for a little too long, I would say.
Yeah,
you could have cut that in half.
Yeah, I was like, but there's no UK mans here. What are we doing?
The only miscalculation I would say Drake had
is
once again addressing everyone in that track.
Exactly.
He should have just kept it to one person.
Exactly. The internet and the whole culture wanted a one-on-one boxing match. Yep. I don't know why Drake kept putting like a Royal Rumble thing where it's like 20v1.
I feel like if Meet the Grams came up before Family Matters, then Drake would have been honed in on one person.
Yeah.
But he was still taking it. I think he still wasn't taking Kendrick seriously. He was still kind of little broing Kendrick. Yeah. If you think about it, he is the big bro in this. Kendrick's the one who's trying to take down Big Bro.
Exactly.
Right? Like height-wise, age-wise, stature-wise. In every single way,
Drake is a troll at the end of the day. The man goes after your shoe size. He goes after the weirdest things. And you know, let me just say this. This is my opinion, might be unpopular. The cringiest moment of this whole rap battle is as follows. You're right, it's not the big three, it's just the big D, and there's video proof. Why you gotta bring your penis out to a rap battle?
Bro, Drake
come on.
I feel like until Family Matters, Drake was fucking around. Because he had like jokes and stuff in there and all that.
Yeah.
And then the only track where he actually, I think, really was serious, you could tell from the way he was rapping, was the last one. The Heart Part 6.
Yeah.
But then before we get into that, so Meet the Grams, Family Matters, unreal. Probably one of the best nights of hip hop ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, at that time, I was also preparing because I was like studying for this one thing. And I couldn't concentrate. Because
like the rest of us.
Because it just kept coming.
Yeah.
It's like Kendrick drops in the morning, then Drake drops, and you're trying to listen to that, and then Meet the Grams comes, and then it just leaves you speechless. I couldn't move for like an hour. I was just like sitting
and then
there.
when you finally have time to calm and dissect everything, or at least have the mental capacity to think, this man drops another track.
What? Bro,
OB-ho.
The most catchy track out of all of them. But bro, like when Meet the Gram came out, I think I was contemplating life for a good hour. I was like, what is life? Dear baby girl. Dear Sandra. What is life?
Oh my god.
And then you go to bed, and you wake up the next day. It was like what? What's it called? Freaky ass 69 God.
Oh my god.
Hey, run for your life. Isn't it the most streamed song?
Yeah,
of the last
in
decade?
Spotify history.
Streamed most.
Yeah, on its first day or some shit like that. Yeah,
most hip hop track, not song, but I
Yeah.
think hip hop track in the last. So hey, Kendrick's got his numbers now too.
you know how much that says, given the fact that this man does no marketing for like any of his songs. He just drops it out there and lets the world dictate on how it goes.
This did not need any marketing.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole hip hop world, not even hip hop world.
I think,
Bro, I was on a drive with my uncle coming back from Ottawa, and he was asking me. He's like, "Yeah, like I heard like Drake was having some like fight with someone," and I was like, "Yeah, they're having a rap beef." Bro, my uncle knows about Drake and Kendrick's beef.
the culture, I'll tell you. Holy.
And that's what I mean. Like Kendrick didn't need marketing. Everyone was tuned in.
Yeah.
He could have like dropped. He could have just like said a word and it would have been like it would have blown up.
Exactly.
Because after Meet the Grams, everyone was looking for. Everyone thought Drake would respond, but before Drake even had a chance to respond, Kendrick
Puts out
Not
another.
Like Us, and that has so many catchy
Phrases.
certified lover boy, certified PDF.
PDF, yes. OV ho. Yeah, I felt like that's going to be a trending caption for the summer.
What was it? Trying to strike a chord. It's probably A minor.
Oh my god.
But that was the thing about Kendrick and this whole beef. His delivery,
Yeah.
the way he was doing the delivery, just like switching up the flows.
Yeah. And I think that's what he gave what the people were asking for. They're like, yo, we know you can rap and stuff like that. But they're always like, oh, you know, Kendrick can't put out tracks where people can listen to and bop up in the club. He's like, yeah, well, I'm going to fucking give it to you. And then he did.
Yeah.
With Mustard.
And I think he just planned it really well.
Perfectly.
Because he dropped Euphoria,
Yeah.
knowing, I'm pretty sure he had all these tracks.
Oh,
prepared.
Euphoria, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us were all strategically planned.
And I'm pretty sure he had them pre-recorded
Yeah.
and pre-set up
Yeah.
before even he dropped Euphoria. Like
100%.
He probably came up with the whole thing, and he's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to drop this one first. I'm going to wait to see what Aubrey says. And if he brings in my family's name, I'm dropping Meet the Grams right away.
Exactly.
And then after Meet the Grams, I'm going to put a dagger to his heart with Not Like Us because I'm going to beat him at his own game. People think that he's the club. He drops club bangers. No, I'm going to drop the club banger.
Exactly. Kendrick was in this rap battle to kill Drake.
Yep.
Drake had to play defense. The entire time he had to play defense. I think with Family Matters, that was the only point in time where he almost was kind of leveling the field and like, okay, now I'm going to start playing offense. He had no time to play offense. The guy kept shooting and shooting and shooting after Drake.
He didn't. That's the thing. He didn't let him. It's like using the shooting analogy. It's as if Drake was pulling up for like a 45-foot bomb, and there was like Wemby just like blocking him from that distance.
Exactly.
Like he literally blocked that shit. It's like, get that garbage out of here and dunked the ball on the other side.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, now we're getting into like the second half or the later half of this whole rap battle. And I think it's shifted gears. You know, I'd like to use this analogy. It started off with like, okay, let's see who can out rap who, right? And now you're getting into things that are so personal, but now it's like, there's all these accusations and allegations that are floating around. And like, when you actually have time to dissect what's happening, what's being said, nothing is actually vetted. Think about that. Nothing that has been said from both sides is actually vetted. So when people are like, who, you know, the thing about rap battle is there needs to be a clear winner because that is the essence of a rap battle. Just like any other game, there needs to be a winner. And anything that's come out throughout the course of this whole rap battle, it's all allegations.
Yep.
It's all hearsay. We're waiting for things to come out. And you know, was it on what track was it with Drake? Was it Family Matters or the Heart Part 6 where he's like, oh, we fed you the information and you took the bait and fall for it? Tell me how that's possible. That's so fucking fake. You know why? Because if I'm doing that, if I'm putting a trap out for someone to lie and then I catch them on that lie, I'm going to have receipts about it. I'm going to have screenshots. I'm going to have some.
How do we know Drake doesn't have receipts? Maybe he hasn't unloaded the clip yet.
If I talk shit about you, and in this specific scenario, I talk shit and saying you're having another child, an 11-year-old daughter, how does Drake reply to that via like receipts wise. He just puts out a story being like, oh, 11-year daughter, send her my way because I don't know about her. That was the time where you put out a screenshot. Oh, he felt for it. This is the proof.
See, I still think Drake is still preparing something.
Preparing for what?
Hard Part 6 is not Drake's last.
I hope not, because that was a really...
I think Drake's coming with receipts.
I really hope so, because that was not a good ending, in my opinion.
Because I don't think it was an ending. I think the Hard Part 6... So let's get into it. So the thing that made Meet the Grams so great for that one night, or maybe like 2 nights until Drake dropped Hard Part 6, was the fact that bombshell.
The 11-year-old
you're like,
daughter.
Again? Like, you had one.
Yeah.
You went through the mud for that one. But you have, it's happening again? That's what made it. I mean, okay, even without that daughter revelation, I think the Meet the Gram still would have been a very, like,
hard-nosed track.
Yeah. But it, not to that extent.
Yeah. That's what put it over the top, right?
That's what made it like a complete
like, because you had all these other allegations like BBL Drizzy, nose job Drizzy, not black enough Drizzy, but being like, you have another daughter?
See, the moment he starts with Dear Adonis, I knew this track was gonna go to shit.
Oh, really?
The moment I heard Dear Adonis, I'm like, oh shit, this is not gonna be good. And then I heard Dear Baby Girl, and then I'm like, oh, this is gonna destroy Drake. Like, this is not good. Toronto's
fucked. Yeah.
6 God needs his offerings.
They play. Well, Kendrick put another 9 to his 6, and. 69 God. Yeah.
But then that's what I'm saying. So then Drake comes back with, yo, we fed you that information. So then the effectiveness of that track, now when you go back to it, obviously I don't think anyone's ever gonna forget how they felt when they. So I think that's kind of etched in hip hop history.
Yeah.
But now the replay value of that track also goes down a lot, because you know a big significant chunk of it, if indeed Drake is right, is not valid. It's just made up bullshit.
What if in the scenario it is right?
In the scenario, if it is right and Kendrick's able to prove it, oh boy, Drake's gonna have to sell Embassy. We're gonna get into that. It actually had some serious ramifications too.
Yes.
Someone got shot, right?
Yep. Security guard.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's the fear of it all, is like, does it escalate to the point where it becomes like Tupac and Biggie?
Ooh, well, I hope not. Yeah. I'd like to say it's not that deep, but...
See, I think Drake was taking it as not that deep.
Yeah.
He wasn't taking it seriously. He's like, yo, like, they're coming at me. I'm going to go back at them. It's about rap. It's about accolades.
Yeah.
Kendrick has a real hate for this guy. I don't think Drake knew that.
Yeah.
I don't think Drake knew how much Kendrick hates him. And whether that comes from the fact that maybe Kendrick feels like he should be regarded as bigger than Drake, whether it's jealousy or whether it's like he actually hates Drake the man and what he stands for.
I think that's what it is, because if you take a look at the course of the messages that he's dropped, he's just saying like Drake has cultural ignorance, you know? Like, he doesn't belong part of the culture. He leverages the culture. He uses it to his advantage.
Culture vulture. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say in his in Not Like Us? He's like, you went to Future when you needed club bangers.
Yep.
You went to 21 when you needed street cred.
False street cred. You went to Lil Baby to get lingo down, and then Quavo, this and that, and then he
2 Chainz said you're good, but he lied.
Yeah. That was a good play on words, you know, with the song. And what did he end it off with? He's like, "You're not a colleague, you're a
colonizer." That's big.
And he's like, "This is not what I'm saying. This is what the culture feeling." And I'm like, "Fuck."
So he goes down the culture vulture angle.
Yeah.
And Kendrick just has such a hate for this guy. And I don't think Drake realized that. Because for Drake, it was like, okay, it's going to be about rap. It's going to be about who can rap better.
Yeah.
It's going to be about who has, better songs and stuff like that.
Who's the number one, essentially?
Who's the number one?
Yeah.
But when Kendrick came for Drake's throat, I don't think Drake was ready for that.
Nah.
Because Drake was like... So I think that's why... So the reason I feel like Drake put out
the Hard Part 6.
The Hard Part 6 was he's like, okay, in order to put out my true bangers, I need more time. I had to really plan this out because I got to take this guy seriously now.
Yeah.
I can't just play around and respond to 20 guys at the same time.
Yeah.
I gotta just hone in on him and him only, and I need time to come up with something legit. But but I also can't let people just think that I'm a PDF.
Yeah.
He's like, I also can't let people think I'm a PDF and just go on without addressing all that right away.
Yeah.
So I feel like he released Hard Part 6 in a very rushed manner. He probably just recorded it in like an hour.
Yeah.
Where he's like, okay, I'm going to address all this so that I can put that all to bed and let people know that, hey, this shit ain't true. So I feel like that's what the Hard Part 6 was. His true response to Kendrick is still pending. I feel like because Drake's the one who dropped back to back.
Yeah.
And
Meek Mill.
He's going to come out with something. Yeah. He's not just going to let Kendrick just be like, huh.
Wait, did Drake and Meek Mill or did he? Okay.
I mean, also, Meek Mill wasn't nearly as good of a competition as Kendrick
exactly.
is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like Drake was trying to get to vacation, bro. Like he's like, he finished his tour, he ended his tour, and he's trying to go on vacation.
Yeah.
But now he has to deal with all this.
Yeah. And that's what the Hard Part 6 was. It sounded like someone that's just defending and they're clocking out of this, right?
But I don't think he's clocking out of this.
I hope not. Like I said, because he needs to respond.
Also, I don't think the Hard Part 6 was a bad track. I actually think it was a good track.
No, you're right. It had a lot of good bars. It was Drake in a circumstance where he's not been before, which is like he was pretty direct in that, right? There was no subliminal or anything. He was coming straight for Kendrick, but it was just not at the same intensity at which Kendrick came for him. So hopefully there's something.
I don't know. The bars, Drake had some bars in that one too. See, that's my issue with people saying Kendrick has won the battle or is winning the battle. Because I'm like, what do you consider a battle? Okay, fine. Kendrick came for Drake's character. He did a whole character assassination. And if you're saying that's why Kendrick won, you can't say nothing about that. Drake is the most public figure.
Yeah. In
rap. He's like very tuned into social media. He is very much he's the most popular artist worldwide.
Exactly.
Like even in I think I heard it somewhere. I forgot who was saying it. Where he's like, like even in the States, if you go in the hood, they're bumping Drake more than they're bumping Kendrick. Huh? Yep. Yeah. At least until this rap battle.
In the hood.
Even in the hoods, they're bumping Drake more than they bump Kendrick.
Really?
And so popularity-wise, Drake clears everyone.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows that too.
And what happens when you're at the top? Everyone wants to tear you down.
Correct.
I think the analogy I used with you while we were talking about is 2017 Warriors or 2013 Heat.
Yeah.
If we're doing NBA parallels, everyone wanted to see them lose.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I think both of them are at two different ends of the hip-hop sphere, that is. You got the Kendrick fans that are the rap enthusiasts of the game, and then you got the Drake fans of the hip-hop sphere that are, not rap enthusiasts, but more like just casual rap fans.
But that's my issue with it. If Kendrick fans are the rap enthusiasts, his songs, like, in terms of like an actual rap song, they were not better than Drake's. Family Matters clears all of them. The shit Family Matters had in it, the number of bars, the way he kind of bodied everyone. Yeah. In 3 different beats, 3 different flows. Yeah. The middle part, he was just like body after body after body after body. Like he wasn't stopping. He went on for a bit too long.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
But if you're talking about a rap battle, Drake had Family Matters had everything. Push-ups also had a lot. Even Hard Part 6, I would say, had quite a bit of good stuff in there. Yeah. But Kendrick wasn't rapping. He was doing a character assassination. He was talking to the guy, and what he had going for him was his delivery, the way he delivered it.
100%.
So in terms of like rap delivery, sure, Kendrick cleared Drake on that because Drake, I don't think took it that seriously. I feel like Drake has that game too if he really wants to get there. Yeah. But he wasn't trying to. Yeah. But that's why I think you can't really say Kendrick was a clear winner because Kendrick didn't rap. He said words. Interesting. There was no like clever wordplay in there.
Okay, well, think about this. We all remember Eminem ending MGK's career and rap career with Kill Shot. What was Kill Shot?
I don't remember.
I mean, it was literally Eminem
ago.
talking to MGK and be like, "You're a phony, this and that and whatnot," and that's what ended it, right? But the thing that's always ended rap battles is a significant fact, which has eliminated the other opponent. We've seen that with Drake and Pusha T. Pusha T won because he revealed that. We've seen that Drake with Meek Mill because he just degraded the shit out of Meek Mill, and Meek Mill just could not respond. That was by process of elimination a win for Drake. Eminem and MGK, same thing. Eminem dropped Kill Shot. MGK switched his career to a different genre of music. So I agree with you. I'd say Kendrick has won the rap battle till now. But is he the winner of the rap battle? I don't think neither of them have won the rap battle because I think it's still pending because something has to come to light. What was true? What was not?
Exactly. All this is unsubstantiated.
Exactly. I think till now, what we're really trying to figure out in the grand scheme of things is who is the bigger liar. That's what it is right now.
Why you always lying?
Yeah, think about it. I think it's about who's the biggest liar because right now we have nothing to say. No one's vetted anything. There might be more tracks. There will likely be more tracks. But until now, we just got to figure out who's the biggest liar. And that may dictate who's the winner is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Now they got to prove it. That's what Drake's The Hard Part 6 starts with. Let me see ya prove it.
I see dead people.
See, but that's the thing. The reason I think Drake was telling the truth about not having a daughter, at least. I don't know if he's saying the truth about feeding that information.
Yeah.
But I definitely think he said the truth about please find me my daughter. I don't even know.
But that's a heavy allegation. Where does that come from?
But the reason I'm saying is because Drake went through this with Pusha T. You really think, I don't think Drake is dumb. You're not at this level if you're dumb.
Correct.
You really think if Drake indeed had something like that and he knew Kendrick could have that on him, that Drake would come after Kendrick. I think Drake would just stay clear of it. Drake's like, I'm not going anywhere near the guy because he could end me.
So you think Drake is as conniving as Drake thinks he is? Because I think he thinks he's too conniving.
Bro, I don't think you can be at the top, especially of something like the hip-hop world, unless you are clever to that level.
Fair point. Who do you think was the underdog in this rap battle?
Kendrick.
That's why everybody wants him to win.
Exactly.
Because he's the underdog.
Yeah, David and Goliath. Everyone wants David to win.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's why Kendrick's. Kendrick's tracks were bangers too. I'm not saying they weren't. I think as full tracks, Kendrick's songs were good. I think Not Like Us definitely gonna be song of the summer. It's gonna keep going unless Drake comes up with something else.
Yeah.
But I think as a full song, Family Matters for me is my favorite one. And I feel like Drake, because Kendrick just you know what I think? I think Kendrick heard the track Family Matters.
Yeah.
And I think he wanted to pull the stunt with one track or the other.
Yeah.
And the moment Family Matters dropped, he's like, okay, no, this shit's a banger. I need to put an end to it right now. So that's what he dropped. Because if you think about it, man literally took 15 minutes. So he heard the track.
It was premeditated.
In its entirety.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, drop it right now. And it took however long to upload and go to all the streaming sites.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was all premeditated. Amazing strategy.
Yeah.
It worked. Yeah. Future's dropping a mixtape tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. This will be as of Friday, May the 10th.
Hey, don't tell them my turnaround time on editing.
What editing?
But yeah. So obviously, clearly, you have Kendrick as the winner.
I have Kendrick as the winner as of right now. Musically, I think Drake won. But from a rap perspective, from a rap battle perspective, I have Kendrick winning as of right now.
Bro, if I'm like driving downtown and I'm bumping Not Like Us, I got to pull up all my windows. Like, I don't want to fuck with Drake stands here.
Yep, don't want to know that.
I genuinely like that track, but that's the thing. Like, obviously, we're huge Drake fans.
Yes.
We grew up being Drake fans. We're from the city of Toronto.
Yeah.
And Drake has probably meant the most to the culture, to this city's culture, more than any artist in that time span.
Yeah.
And so, but I honestly don't think I'm being biased here. I think even with, I guess, me being from Toronto, I still think if from an objective perspective, Drake hasn't lost this battle. He's going up against 20 people, like Metro. We haven't even talked about BBL Drizzy. Drake told Metro to shut up and make some drums. And Metro made some drums.
That's such a troll. He put out a track for everybody to get on, and he's actually giving cash to people that do it really well.
You know what they call it? A distrumental. I didn't come up with that. I just saw it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I just saw it.
I was going to be like, that's pretty genius. Let me ask you this. Yeah. In the hypothetical event that things come to light and are actually considered facts from Kendrick's point of view towards Drake, does it tarnish Drake's legacy?
Yeah.
Can we declare Kendrick the king of rap, hip hop?
No, because I just don't think Kendrick has. I don't know, unless Kendrick changes kind of the type of music he does. I just think in terms of like still being kind of like on the Billboard Hot 100 or whatever, basically making songs that are popular, Drake's still gonna keep doing that.
Unpopular opinion. You know what's the best, I guess, what's the word to say? Collateral as of all of this, as a result of all of this. They've dethroned Taylor Swift out of the top 5. I love that. For once in my life, I could just look at the Billboard 100. I'm like, nowhere is Taylor Swift to be found. I love that.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's a lot nicer if you think about it, more in terms of Kendrick and Drake are just dropping the most heat collab album of all time.
Wow.
If you start with like that, go all the way down to what it is now and what's going to come in the future.
Yeah, that's a solid EP.
Bro, that's going to be a playlist I bump for my kids in the future. Be like, yo, this is what happened.
This
is what Kendrick said, and this is what Drake said right after. And then Tupac was in the middle too somehow.
Yep, that's it. Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, good luck, Drake. We're pray for you. you gotta stop all these Americans clowning on Toronto mans. Like, you gotta stand up for. At this point, you gotta stand up for the accent.
Really, the accent?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Family, Cuddy.
Oh, another thing I just wanted to bring up before we kind of dwindle off with this episode. Why did A$AP Rocky interfere? It was so clear cut what the rebuttal was that gonna be.
Bro, Drake Drake had material for days for Rocky.
Everyone knew. Everyone saw it coming. What was A$AP Rocky's reason? Look at this. Objectively, no bias whatsoever with Drake. A$AP Rocky's biggest hit is a Drake song.
Which one was it? Fucking Problems?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know another I do know, but no one knows another A$AP Rocky song. Yeah. Number 2, A$AP Rocky don't even rap. He's a model. I don't remember the last time he rapped. I don't even know if he raps.
Bro, like Drake dismissed him. He's like, what's gonna rock him talking shit again?
Yeah, and then obviously he's with Rihanna. Well, guess who was with Rihanna first?
Do the math. Who was a hidden then?
Like, come on, why would you get in on it? Like the other mans, I get it. Rick Ross also another stupid idiot. Like only reason
we didn't even mention him, but he made a whole diss track too. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, called Champagne Moments. And guess what? It was really nice. But the only reason
I have not heard it.
For exact reason, because it's Rick Ross. Rick Ross is only, unpopular opinion, Rick Ross is only relevant because of Drake.
Absolutely.
So what was Rick Ross's reason to hop on this? Like, The Weeknd, I get.
I really wonder what Drake did to make all these guys against him. All these guys who Drake has had collaborations with.
Yeah.
Drake put Weeknd on the map. I don't think people realize that. Drake put Weeknd on the map with that album, Take Care.
100%, yeah. And The Weeknd knows it too. I mean, he's progressed into
at this point he's probably as an artist is as big as Drake, if not maybe slightly bigger at this day and age.
Yeah.
Especially with the genre he's in. But Drake put him on the map. Yeah. Drake took him on tour. Drake let him produce Take Care.
Yeah.
And some of the songs there. And then they had like those collaborations with Crew Love, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That was a banger of a track. And it's just sad we're not going to get that again.
Hey, you actually manifested on the last episode a collab album between the two. So am I looking unlikely right now, but things could change.
It's not happening.
But that's
the number of time Drake bodied Abel. He doesn't even call him by the weekend. He literally straight up calls him Abel.
I mean, he wants to be called Abel. The
It's
weekend.
like an Abel serenade. Ha, ha.
Yeah.
Reaching from my waist.
You brought up a really good point. What could have Drake done or said that all these people that are like his peers or once were his peers now are against him? Yeah.
I feel like it's going to come out at some point. Maybe someone's going to do a podcast episode at some point and just reveal, do a tell-all.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping Kanye had a bigger role in this just because it's Kanye, right? Like,
it's a sideshow. Oh, yeah, he also had like that.
I like that remix.
His funniest line, I think, in this whole diss track. Yo, it was like, yo, Dot, I got you. It's like, Dot don't need you, bro. If anything,
was that your funniest line throughout this whole rap battle?
I just thought it was like it was kind of sad seeing Kanye trying to like
just kind of
hop
inserting
on the
himself.
bandwagon.
Yeah. Well, someone said there's a cloned Kanye out there, so
we'll maybe have that someone on the pod at some point to explain the theory.
Yes. Seems more likely every day you look at him. He has a random ass grill. He's just so fat. Anywho, I'm not trying to diss Kanye.
Or maybe we are trying to diss Kanye and then it goes to him and he makes a track about us and we get famous.
Oh, wow. Wonder what that would be called. Fuck the aunt. He's just
come on me. Yeah, hella entertaining. Last week was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you're going to Italy for a couple weeks. So hopefully when you're back, we have more to talk about in relation to this.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it doesn't blow up.
And if we don't, we can declare Kendrick the winner.
I still think Family Matters is going to age really well, and people are going to realize how much of a masterpiece that was.
All right. Yes.
All right. Anything else from you?
No, I just really hope we get to see that 11-year-old daughter sometime.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, we didn't actually address all this. I know there's like a lot of serious allegations going against Drake and Kendrick, but until they're proven one way or the other, I'm not really gonna pay too much attention to that.
100%.
So,
just enjoy the music.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And with that, on 3, we're signing off. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Hopefully you had a fun time talking with us about this whole rap beef that we have to make sense of.